Some people seem to have a really difficult time understanding what nothing is. If they get the concept of what nothing is, then they'll understand the difference between existence and non-existence. I've just said a whole lot of nothing right now. I mean, a whole lot of invalid statements, because nothing isn't anything. You can't say nothing is something, because nothing is just what is the state of things when there are no things. I mean, that's what nothing is, no thing. Now, existence seems to confuse some people who don't look at it closely enough. I have been confronted by somebody who claims that such things as ideas or concepts or thoughts don't actually exist, that they're just a function, a manifestation, a kind of a vibration per se of something that does exist, like the sound of my voice. They could say that doesn't exist. The sound of my voice doesn't exist. All that is a pattern imposed on the air between my vocal cords and your eardrums through whatever media that carried it there. But my voice itself does not exist. And yet, you can recognize it. You can hear my voice. You can sense my voice. So, do you say that doesn't exist? Well, if my voice doesn't exist, then what is it? Well, you can't describe what it is if it doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. If my voice did not exist, I would not have a voice. Nothing is just that. Nothing. If you take a box and you put something in it, that something is what is there. If you take that out, what's left is nothing. Nothing isn't an absence of anything, and it's not a not of anything. It's just a state of no thing. When we consider the world around us, we consider things. We consider what's in it. We don't think about what's not in it because we don't know what's not in it. If there's something there, we see it. Otherwise, there's nothing there to see. So, to say that ideas and concepts and such don't exist, if you really look closely at the world, at the universe, at what everything that we consider to exist in a tangible form, you begin to realize that it becomes questionable whether anything exists by that definition. Because all physical things in this universe are made of the same stuff. I mean, what is this? We think this is a pencil. We consider this pencil to exist. But does it really? When you look down, deep down inside, as far as you can, you see that it's made of all of the same stuff that anything else in this universe is made of. So why do we consider this any different than this? It's all made of the same stuff. The pencil doesn't really exist because it's just a pattern of these particles that are coming together, and the particles are just a pattern of energy. Everything in this universe is some form of energy. There is so much energy in this pencil, E equals mc squared, that if you released it all, you'd have quite a massive release of energy. But how does this manifest any differently than a thought or an idea or a concept? How do you consider this any different when this is just a pattern of something, when a concept or an idea or a thought is just a pattern of something? I mean, come on. Nothing is nothing. If you have something that you can name, that you can describe, that you can conceptualize, including conceptualizing itself, that is something. Because we can consider it, we can think about it. Even if it's just something that we carry in our minds and it's only something that can only exist in the human mind, it still exists in the sense that it's there. It's maybe it's a pattern, but it exists. Without the human, it can't exist. It's dependent on something. It can't be dependent on nothing, and it can't be nothing. If it was nothing, there'd be nothing to discuss. There'd be nothing to describe. There'd be nothing to conceptualize, to think about, to have an idea about, to believe. Beliefs, concepts, ideas, thoughts would not exist. We would just be mindless, thoughtless drones just going about our business, if we had any business to go about. You know, what is a concept if it doesn't exist? Well, if it doesn't exist, it isn't anything. So why give it a name? Why call it a concept? Why call it an idea? Whatever.